Hello, and you're all very welcome to Along the Line, brought to you by CK Streaming. And we've got a special show for you this week as we're on location in Cahir with the Tipperary Ladies Footballers for the official launch of CK Streaming's partnership with Tipperary LGFA. We'll be bringing you games from around the county this year right into your living room, anywhere in the world. That's right, CK Streaming are delighted to announce that in conjunction with Tipperary LGFA, we'll be bringing you a minimum of 40 live games, all free to air, from juvenile right up to senior. Stephen Gleeson has been getting the reaction from inside the senior football camp.
So joining me now is Roche, the chair of Ladies Football here in Tipperary. Lara, back in the field, it's wonderful to be here, and we're looking here at all the cups from Tipperary. This is, a lovely morning to be here.
Beautiful morning, Stephen, and it's great to be back. Looking forward to playing matches again. I suppose it's not in the too distant future. We don't really know yet, but it's coming down the track, and it's great that the girls are back out training, and we have a national league to look forward to.
Yeah, so the team is in place. Declan Carr is there with them, and they're getting ready to go out training this morning here, and it's what it's all about.
That's exactly it, and it's there's lots of work goes on behind the scenes, but at the end of the day, it's about the girls taking the field and playing football, and that's what we want, and that's what we're trying to promote.
What's huge, Lar, this year, and what's different in Tipperary football is that CK Streaming are on board for the Tipperary's Ladies Football Championship, and we have the jerseys here and you have the cups. So this streaming is going to be huge, really. It's going to probably revolutionise the game.
Yeah, I suppose it's good. It's good for the county, and it's also good for nationally as well, to raise the level of sport. I suppose following on from campaigns like the 2020 campaign last year, if you can't see it, you can't be it. Well, we're trying to put it out there in front of as many people as possible. The club championships, I suppose it came out of last year again when when we couldn't have crowds at games and live streaming became a thing. So we're trying to just follow up on that, and CK came on board with us, and we're delighted to have someone with the professionalism that they bring to it to be involved with us. They're going to live stream 40 of our games from under 12 all the way up to senior A, and we're really looking forward to it, and it's great that our games will be out there for everyone to see.
Yeah, this is huge really for the sport.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose we all can't get to every game that we'd like to see, but I mean, you can pull out your phone and you can watch a game, at the click of a button. I suppose with neighbours and friends and maybe even relatives that maybe in nursing homes that can't get to matches, maybe their granddaughters or neighbours' daughters or whatever are playing in a final somewhere, and they can get it up and watch it live.
Brilliant stuff. And here in front of us we have the cups and the jerseys. Tell us a little about these cups.
Yeah, so right beside you there you have the intermediate cup, and the holders are thirdless from 2020. Next you have the senior cup, and that's won by Cahir in 2020. And then finally, next you have Art Finnan, the junior A finalists or winners. And then you have Arlo, and they have the Senior B plate. So, great games that were all streamed last year. We got a great reaction to them. I think we had 7,000 hits on our site last year. So there's definitely an appetite for it, and we're delighted that CK are going to provide that for us this year.
And when these games get back and get started, it just gives such a lift to everyone involved in the sport.
Absolutely. Again, from under 12 all the way up to senior A, there's so many people involved, and the standard every year is improving, and there's great work going on at club level, and this is another opportunity to showcase that and show people of Tipperary what is going on in ladies football. There's phenomenal work going on, there's phenomenal training, phenomenal coaching going on, and this will help to showcase that. The spotlight is normally on the county team, and rightly so. You're talking about the best of the best, but there's an awful lot of good, solid footballers and football championships going on behind the scenes, and again, this will bring it all to the fore.
And the best known, I suppose, ladies footballer currently is Orla Dwyer. She's excelled at hurling, she's excelled at football, and she took on a new sport and excelled at that. And it just shows the talent within Tipperary that's been nurtured by Tip football.
Yeah, and talent, I suppose, there's an old saying, talent that doesn't work hard will be beaten by talent that does work hard. So Orla has it all. She works hard at everything she does. I was talking to someone lately, and they reckon that if she took up an Olympic sport, she'd be talking about gold medals. That's just the way she is. And we've loads of girls playing with that same attitude and aptitude towards football, and whatever sport they play, they give it their best, and they're representing Tipperary, and they're representing Tipperary with pride.
And isn't it brilliant to have these sort of role models? Like you had Samantha Lambert, the captain for years for Tip. You've got Aishling Moloney there now, Maria Curley. These players, are huge and brilliant role models.
Brilliant role models, and they will take time out of their day to talk to anybody, any young girls. They go. I see them going to different clubs and doing little meet and greets with them all, and they're brilliant. They're brilliant ambassadors for our sport. Brilliant.
So great year ahead, lad.
Yeah, can't wait for it, and days like today would really put a spring in your step. Definitely.
Thanks a million for talking to us today.
Thank you.
And joining me here now is Tomas Matthews of CK Streaming, who is providing, this platform for Tipperary Ladies Football to go right across the world this year. Hugely exciting for you, Tomas.
Yeah, it's great to be involved. Great for the ladies football to ask us in as well. We've seen last year the way matches were being broadcast and how popular it got. So ladies football is getting bigger the whole time. It's the fastest, quickest growing sport in the world, I suppose, or in Ireland definitely. And there's loads of people there looking to watch it, and we're just providing a platform for them.
Yeah, it's a new phenomenon, really. Like, we wouldn't really have heard of it much pre-COVID, but since 2020, it is just huge, and it's taken off and getting bigger now. Yeah,
well, one thing I noticed last year now, covering games, especially underage games, and a lot of grandparents actually contacted us, and they were saying they would never seen their grandchildren play before, and to be able to provide them with a platform to be able to look at it. Like, some of them would love to be able to go to matches, but obviously they can't.
Yeah.
And they'd never seen their grandkids playing before, and they were absolutely delighted. And the response that we got last year from it was unbelievable, and this year now we're delighted to be on board with the ladies football. Not just showcasing that. I know a lot of people say it's ladies sport. We'd be treating ladies football the same as if we were an All-Ireland senior hurling final. Like, they deserve as much respect as what Shamie Callanans and Teacher Reeds of this world get.
So it's huge, really. Your life is in sport, and this is a real love of yours to build a life in sport.
Yeah, sure, Stephen, you know me a long time now. Sport now will play a huge part in my life, and we'll be looking going to matches every evening, inter-county club, and to be able to make a living out of it now, we're absolutely delighted.
And you've got a great team in place now as well that you plan on using to broadcast 40 games, is it?
Yeah, we're lucky enough. Niamh Lonergan and Samantha Lambert, two great people, Tipperary football, like the two icons of the game, really. Tony Smith as well, so we're hoping now to drive on from there, and we'll be lucky to keep him now, that hopefully TG Cahir or RTE won't be pinning him off us.
Yeah, I mean, I know Samantha Lambert and Niamh Lonergan from Tipp FM, both are brilliant, and Tony Smith as well.
Yeah, that's brilliant, so in fairness now, anything we've asked of them now, and they came on board straight away, and they were more than happy to help out, and that's what we need, and that's one thing we've noticed now since we've started the streaming like this. We've had no problem with anybody, be it ladies football, camogie, hurling football, anybody that we've asked to do anything, they've all been more than welcome to help us, and they want to see the games being promoted as well.
Is it growing, Tomas? Do you think it's going to even get bigger now?
Look, the way it is now, I see it with county boards and clubs and that. It got so popular last year that even when things do go back to normal, that it's going to be, the streaming is here to stay by the looks of it, because you have people that probably won't go to a match again, they might be afraid to go to a match, or they just enjoy looking at them at home, And what we noticed too is that a lot of people that were at matches last year that we covered, especially went home and watched them as well. We couldn't believe the figures of the matches that we had covered, and it is growing. And like, you'd often see Twitter feeds and people will be looking at that. People on the other side of the world, especially, and they're looking to see how their own club are going, and sometimes they mightn't even get a Twitter feed, whereas now they can just click on the link, go into YouTube, and it's all there. It's all free to air. There's no money being involved as in charging, like, so it's a huge thing, like.
And it brings people to home that are away, and then when people can't go to matches, it brings the matches to them.
Yeah, another thing that we noticed last year too was like there was a few clubs that we worked a good bit with, and they were telling us, like, as I said, people from other sides of the world watching the games, the likes of in America, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, the whole lot. But what they were actually doing is, when there was a fundraiser involved, like, you know, this time it's very hard to raise funds, but they wouldn't have been aware of that before. And now the clubs were actually getting donations from the other side of the world, which would never have happened, say, 16, 17 months ago. Like.
Wow, yeah.
So something like that now, it is huge, like, so it's beneficial, like the streaming, it's beneficial for us, it's beneficial for the county boards, it's beneficial for the clubs, like, everybody's a winner, really. Like.
And the players, you've got the high profile players like Aishling, Moloney and so forth.
Aishling Moloney grace any senior football team with men's, like, she's that good, like, so. But she's a role model as well, but, like, we've seen it, like, you'd often hear people being arrogant or whatever, like, they have no problem going and giving their time to young kids as well, like, so that's what you need, like, so there's every one of them, like, and they are, the way that it's going to be showcased now, kids are going to be able to see them, but not only see them in the flesh, but they'll be able to watch them on television, and it'll bring more girls on as well to try and get involved in football, like.
Brilliant, so exciting times ahead.
Yeah, I can't wait now. It's, as soon as we get to go ahead, like, so we'll be flat out, and we just can't wait now. We could be in Ballina one day and we'll be in Ardfinnan the next day, but sure, look, this is all part of it.
Brilliant stuff. Tomas Matthews, thanks. So joining me here now is the manager of the Tipperary Ladies Football team, Declan Carr. Declan, superb to be on a field ready to play matches.
Well, you couldn't script it. A beautiful sunny morning, Stevie. We're here getting ready to go for our third session, and who would have thought it'd be May before you'd get that far, you know, before you get to start. So we're really looking forward to it, and there's lots of exciting things happening, you know, including the launch this morning.
Yeah, so we're here. We're going to have matches this year that'll be streamed worldwide, which is absolutely huge, not just for ladies footballers and supporters in Tipperary, but all around the world.
Absolutely, but I suppose for me, you know, sometimes you feel we're getting laden down with technology and apps for this and this, but this, I have to say, is a tremendous development, both in terms for the ladies football and I think for the public in general, and certainly from my perspective, you know, you can access to multiple games now, and you can look at everybody and give everybody a fair chance and a fair crack of the whip. It's amazing.
Yeah, and this time when people can't go to the matches, they'll be able to access it at home at the click of a button and follow the players that, you know, they've followed for the last few years as well.
Oh, absolutely, and I think for anybody now, you know, we have this, I suppose, insatiable appetite in Ireland for attending games and seeing matches, and we now have opportunities to go to one game and we can look at other games. It just opens up a whole new world to viewers, and I think it's great for the general public, I really do.
The profile of the Tipperary Ladies Footballers has grown every year, and I suppose this year in particular, we have to mention Orla O'Dwyer, who has been a brilliant servant to Tipperary football, and she, you know, has done brilliantly in Australia, same as Aishling McCarthy.
Absolutely, you know, the two girls went down and represented the county and themselves and their families incredibly well. Aishling was a bit unfortunate. She picked up an injury, but was doing, again, incredibly well while she was playing. Like Orla, I suppose, whatever sport she seems to turn to, she seems to have an appetite and a flair and an ability to excel in it. So, you know, it's been a great representation of ladies football, and that we now can send down athletes down there that are, you know, head and shoulders above what they have down there in Australia.
So you have 2 in Australia and you have everyone else in the field training, ready to go.
Absolutely, and all chomping at the bit, and hopefully we could get the 2 back out of Australia as well. They'll all be wanted, Stephen. We are in a very tough group in the league. We've Dublin and Cork, and Waterford, so there's nothing simple there. But look, we have a very enthusiastic bunch of young athletes. They're mad for action, so we'll give it the best shot and we'll be competitive.
Yeah, we know all about Aishling Moloney and, you know, her heroics, but you have a whole cohort of players that you're trying to bring through now to senior level, the likes of Caitlin Kennedy, and you're trying to get all these, you know, playing at a really high standard.
Absolutely, and believe it or not, a lot of that will fall to the excellence and ability of Aishling herself, of how she brings those players along, because, you know, she is truly an amazing performer, you know, and part of that ability that she has will now have to rest with her in bringing other players along. And I've no doubt, watching her in the first 2 sessions already, she's already beginning to bring players with her. I think there's a lot of talent there, Stephen. There's nothing broken from the tremendous work that has gone on in the last couple of years. But it's, again, just looking for marginal gains and trying to take it up another level.
Yeah, and looking at it, I suppose you're back in the field now, but it's not like this is the first that they've seen of the field this year. They've been working away at home. How's all that gone with you, and training-wise, and how have they performed to your thoughts?
Well, certainly for my expectation, they have all, every one of them, they have ticked the box. They've done their work. It's very, very hard for a team player to do work in isolation. And we, with modern technology, which has played a great part in this, we have seen them and watched them and helped them as much as we can. And everybody has played their part in it. But there's nothing like, you know, a Sunday morning on a green pitch. You know, there's no substitute for it.
So you're straight into matches then next month, like when May starts, it's game after game.
Yeah, game after game, and we kind of reached out to some extra girls to give everybody a fair, you know, crack at the whip as best we can. So there's going to be plenty of competition over the next couple of weeks. It's a level playing field, so we'll give everybody their shot, and hopefully we'll end up with the best team.
Yeah, so I suppose they're only really getting to know all the backroom members you hurled for many years alongside Colin Bonner. He's a huge high-profile name there now in your coaching staff.
Absolutely, but we have some incredible talent within the county, and even our minor manager, who's doing, Paul Creed, is doing the coaching with us. You know, great talent. We've some very experienced ladies on you know, Claire Lambert, SJ Darmody. So we have a complete team. Paul Fitzgerald is going to come in and do some work with our defence and our goalkeeper. So I suppose when we reached out, Stephen, for help to promote ladies football and to get involved, nobody turned down anything. Everybody was bursting to get into it. So there's a good team there, all willing, all able, and mad to get going, really.
Paul Fitzgerald has experience then with Liam Cairns and with the men's team.
Yeah, and was talking to Paul last week, and very anxious to get into it and get started. And there's a multitude of wealth and experience that he can bring. So it's all shoulders to the wheel, and you know, it's no one particular person. We'll all put in our bit and hopefully come out with some good results.
These matches, Declan, once they start, Waterford, Cork, Dublin, teams we've seen on TV over the last couple of years, you know, we've heard of them on the radio as well. You have really strong teams. You're up against the best in Ireland straight away. Well,
you are, Stephen, but the profile of ladies football is rising all the time. And I think, you know, even in the next year or two, there'll be a further explosion of ladies football. It's a very exciting game to watch. And dare I say it, run the risk of it's more exciting to watch than the men's football, purely because they're attack-minded nearly all the time. And we're playing the All-Ireland champions, we're playing the National League champions, and we're playing our key arch rivals here in Waterford. So you couldn't ask for a better platform to, you know, pitch our wares against, and hopefully we'll be up to the standard.
Yeah, so the whole lot is really going well at the minute, and we're starting off and hoping this will be a great year for Tipp football.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And the one thing is what we've all committed to, we will be competitive and we'll never give up. So I think we'll bring that attitude and that spirit to the whole thing. I think it's an optimistic outlook for Tipperary.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks, Declan.
No problem, Steve.
So joining me now is one of the stars of Tipperary football. It is Aishling Moloney. And Aishling, back in the field where you want to be, kicking pints and ready to go.
Oh, it's great. Look, I was first time ever, I suppose I was up at 6 o'clock this morning ready to go for today. But look, it's brilliant. It's great, especially with the current climate. It's great that, in Tipperary we can bring some bit of hope to our supporters and people watching on to us.
Yeah, and this year, like, you have a new management, you have a new energy about it. The panel has, just had different circumstances to other years where you've trained on your own, and now is the time where everything takes off.
Even last Friday night, I suppose, it was our last night. It was our first night back training, and you could just see the energy and buzz that Declan and his management team have brought to us. So, look, we all walked away here on Friday night absolutely buzzing, looking forward to what's coming this year. We're a very young team, but the way the guys are going and the way they're approaching it, it looks like that it's going to be an interesting year for all here in Tipperary.
Yeah, and we're here as well to launch CK streaming, absolutely huge. The games are going to be live, beamed worldwide from Tipperary, the club championship, the whole lot. It's huge, really.
It's massive. I was only thinking coming in the car this morning, like, we probably would have never had our county finals streamed before, even had them just for historical reasons. And even, I suppose, we were lucky enough to win it last year, and that's something in the future that we can show younger club girls, or even say in a few years' time, looking back with my kids and stuff, we can show them the live streaming. But I think on general, people not being able to attend matches, and having CK on board us is massive, and it's going to only promote football again within the county.
Yeah, and the matches go everywhere, like nursing homes, they go, to beachside in Australia, they go everywhere.
Yeah, that's only something we kind of found out last year. Like, you would have thought that live streaming for games probably wouldn't have been a hit, but it ended up being a massive hit all over for all club games all over Ireland. It's great that people can get to watch it, I suppose. A few of my cousins and relations, some of them, my aunts and stuff, will be sick and they probably can't attend games. So even for people like them, that they get to see it sitting in their nursing home in a seat, as you said, it's brilliant. But it's great to have the guys on board. Look, it's massive. I suppose trying to get the younger girls involved in football in Tipperary and trying to keep them enthusiastic, and I suppose if they see their club mates on TV again, it's something for them to aspire to be.
Yeah, so I suppose it broadens everything, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's massive. I suppose when I was younger, like at TG Cahir and all them, they only after coming on like really massively in recent years. But when I was growing up, you couldn't really see role models playing on TV. So I think in the last couple of years, people are really backing ladies football and getting behind it, and it's great. And we can see that it is making massive strides, not only in Ireland but all over the world. And it's only going to get better as well.
We saw you on TV with the ad, and a very powerful ad where the ladies footballers are playing uphill to try and get a level playing field. The likes of the matches being streamed by CK Stream and the likes of this, energy about Tip football just helps level that playing field.
It does, and I suppose when people are getting involved, people are getting involved with us like Comida, like CK, Tipperary Water, they actually don't realise how much it means to us as players. Years ago we would have struggled for people to get involved with us, and every little helps and every little goes a long way, and just like Little are doing, they're trying to push that bit further now and trying to level the playing field. But just on behalf of the players, we have to thank everyone who's involved with us, and in particular CK and all the streaming that they're doing, and it's just massive. Even when I heard this myself, I was just delighted to hear, we were talking about in the hall, it was 40 games or something we're going streaming, so it's incredible. It's just amazing. I grew up in an era where, I was in that kind of transition, and people like Samantha Lambert would have said to me that, you're privileged to grow up in this era. I look back to 4 years ago when we weren't playing in stadiums, and now it's become a thing where we are playing in stadiums, and you kind of begin to take that for granted. Everything is just going so fast at the minute, and I suppose, look, a few of us are lucky to be going in that transition phase, but in years to come we'll look back and we'll kind of think what actually happened during that period of 4 or 5 years. Even with Tip football here, when I started out, there's must be about 15 to 20 girls are not playing anymore within 4 years. So look, it's massive, and again, every little bit that we get, everyone pushing behind us, it'll hopefully give us another inch to gain success.
Yeah, and you're at that time in history where you just feel the coverage of ladies sport will take off. You've Rachel Blackmore, your teammate Orlo Dwyer. They're breaking down all these boundaries all the time. Oh,
it's sensational, and I always say myself, some people might say, you should be watching women's sport, but I actually think we genuinely have to make a stance for ourselves and actually show that we are good, just like Rachel Blackmore has done. I've been following her with a few years, but probably other people mightn't have noticed her, and she went out and she's after making a stand for herself. Same with Orla Dwyer. So it's just about going out and putting on a show and showing that the level of skill is up there on par with our counterparts. So it's excellent, and sure, it's great for Tipperary that we're flying the flag. When it's coming from home, it's even better.
So we're waiting for the blue and gold to shine now again.
Hopefully, yeah. Look, it'll be a great year. Hopefully for everyone involved in Tipperary in whatever sport it is. Even in rugby yesterday, you see Dorothy Wall there involved with the rugby team. So. I don't know, we're from Tip and we're proud to be from Tip, and I suppose anyone doing well from Tip, you can nothing but look up to them and say well done to them. But it's great. It's going to be a great year, and the sun is beaming down here this morning, and it's going to be an exciting start to the day. Yeah,
so Aishling, you're really eager to get back to the playing fields. Really tough league campaign though. You're up against the best straight on. I suppose that's great too.
Great too, yeah. Sure, look, you want to be learning against them and know better teams as well, where you're going to get a rude awakening straight away. But look, it's great, new management team involved, and we can go out and do our best, and you can only learn and move on, and hopefully, we're not here just to kind of go through the motions this year, that we're going to be here this year now to try to compete and push on even further. So as the last few years we've kind of been stuck in a bit of a mud. Stuck in the mud a bit, and I suppose we know that as a group ourselves that we're ambitious and we're competitive, and we just want to push on that bit further now and go the extra mile.
Just finally, you've kind of become one of the big names of the team, one of the leaders. Your former captain, Samantha Lambert, gave such time and energy to Tipperary football.
Incredible. I suppose she's my own cousin, and I remember when I was younger, she was someone I always looked up to and admired. But no, she was absolutely amazing. It actually feels a bit strange now coming in training and Sam isn't here in the line giving out to us doing runs or something, little things like that. But look, it's sad to see her go. I feel myself there's another few years in her, but look, life comes into place then. She's given so much of her life to Tipperary Ladies Football, and she's been a brilliant ambassador for many of us down through the years, and you can only wish her nothing but luck, and hopefully she continues playing club football with Ardfinnan, and she'll be back involved with Tipperary Ladies in a few years' time.
New heroes now, it's the time.
I don't know, look, we'll try to do our best. Anyway, we're such a young team there, we'll try to do our best, but there's loads of girls in there who are heroes in their own right, and look, we'll just work together as a team and a new group with Declan management and just see where this year can take us.
Brilliant. Thanks, Aishling.
Thank you.
Well, I'm joined here with Caitlin and Anna Rose Kennedy, and the sisters are here as part of the Tipperary Ladies Football team, ready to go, and it's super to be here.
Yeah, thanks very much. So we're just here with the Airhello. Two of us are play for Airhello Ladies Gaelic Football, and we're obviously members of the Tipperary Ladies team, and it's great to have us today. Thanks.
Yeah, so you're looking forward to getting back on the field and kicking ball.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a long time now since we've last played a match or any bit of training, so it's great to be back on the field after however many months. So it's great. We're all back and enjoying getting back on the field.
Yeah, and Caitlin, what's it like having your sister alongside you there? Like you meet her at home and you have to pass her the ball. Does she give out to you if you don't?
It's been a long time. We've been playing together for many years. We know each other quite well at the stage on and off the field. So yeah, no, it's great to have her. It's great to play alongside her, yeah.
Would you have an understanding there, do you think, like the way you might see with Noel McGrath and John McGrath? Do you feel you have that where you might know when she makes a run or not?
We joke that we know what's going on in each other's head, but I don't know how well. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, it seems to happen a good bit off the field at home even. So even from being all together so much, definitely transfers onto the pitch. Just even knowing where or what she's thinking maybe about where to pass or where she might go on the field. So it does help that way, yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably good that, a lot of successful Tipperary teams have had, sisters or brothers involved, and club teams you find it a lot as well.
Yeah, there's a few sets of sisters on the team, so it definitely helps.
Yeah, and like Colin Bonner, one of your coaches, of course, two brothers won hurling All-Irelands back in the day, and like there's something really there that maybe you will give a pass that she will know where to run.
Yeah, definitely, and it's just lovely to have someone at the end of the match there, go home and analyse it, and always someone there, yeah.
Yeah, what's it like being part of it this year? How did you find training by yourselves? Was it easy? Did you do it together?
So I personally had no real issue or struggle with the individual training because I was lucky enough to either have my sister Caitlin or Emma Morrissey from Arhello with us to train alongside. So even for the Zooms and the individual running sessions, I always had someone to push me on and to encourage. It's a lot easier obviously training when you have a partner, and that way it kind of made it easy enough for me to transition back onto the collective training field.
Yeah, and how's it been since you've got back on the field with everyone?
Yeah, so this is our third session, I think. So it's still early days, but it's looking really promising. It's obviously exciting. Everyone's back together. They haven't seen each other for a while, so there's a lot of catch up to be done. And obviously it's exciting this year with a new management team in place. So just getting used to the new setup and everyone just joining. There's a few new members to the panel, and just everyone getting back together and getting to know each other has been good so far anyways.
And are you working, or are you in college, or are you
So
away?
I'm a second year PE and biology student in DCU. So I've been in Dublin for the last since September, yeah. So I was lucky enough to have access to like training facilities up there, as well as just doing the Zooms and the pitch sessions myself. So and then obviously I'll be coming back now since the collective training is allowed again. So I'll be coming back from Dublin on Tuesdays and Fridays for the weekend then.
So have you been in classes and, you know, doing PE type stuff in college?
Yeah, so my course was actually considered one of the priority type courses just for regards with PE. To get our credits to move on to third year, we have to complete a few modules such as like dance and aquatics and games, just so we continue on to third year. So it's been nice to get that physical aspect through the course, meeting up with your friends and just interacting and a bit and socialising obviously.
Yeah. And that's something that a lot of people
college.
didn't have. And like if you had a football team this year, you'd have Aishling Moloney as well.
Yeah, so we unfortunately the college, the higher education competitions haven't gone or have been postponed this year. So unfortunately we won't be playing that that championship. But yeah, it was looking like we were going to have a very strong team and be competitive this year. So it's a shame that it's not going ahead.
Yeah, so at least you're back on the field now and will be for the next few months. Club games going to take place, CK streaming involved, going to bring the Tipperary club games all around the world.
Yeah, so it's great that CK Streaming are on board this year to promote the club matches. I think especially in these times with COVID, it's really important for even just family and relatives and people who are interested in coming to the matches who mightn't be allowed. I don't know about the restrictions or how they're going to end up, but even just to promote the game outside of the county or outside of your club, because there's loads of people interested. Like the ladies game is expanding really well at the moment, so even just to have that there to promote it and highlight the games are great coverage and promotion for the game.
And would you find, Caitlin, that a lot of relatives and friends would watch matches and find out what's going on?
Yeah, oh definitely. There'd be people texting me and you wouldn't even realise they'd be watching it. So it's great to see how many people are actually out supporting us and thinking of us for our matches. So yeah.
Yeah, the profile is rising all the time.
Oh, absolutely. Like women's sport is they're really driving it on and pushing up, and like we're getting very equal opportunities and facilities now. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, well listen, the very best of luck for the year ahead.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best, Anna Rose and Caitlin Kennedy. And thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So we're here on the field and another Tipperary Ladies Football player is here with us now. It's Lauren Fitzpatrick. Lauren, this is brilliant. Back getting ready to kick ball.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The excitement when we came back on Tuesday was just unreal.
We can hear the roars.
Yeah. Everyone was just buzzing. We played a game and it was 100 miles an hour. Everyone was just buzzing to be back. It was fantastic.
Yeah. How did you find being away from the field, away from your teammates?
Yeah, at the start it was actually a bit of a nice welcome break. Just because everything was kind of going 100%, you kind of had no breaks from it. But then once we got back training, solo training by ourselves, it was nice. It got a bit monotonous and you kind of missed with the crack with the girls and you'd miss all that kind of stuff as well. So it was kind of nice to get back eventually, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of the girls having to train by themselves, I kind of put a bit more solidifying the team together because we put all that work in by ourselves at home, you know.
Yeah, and I presume there's even more energy then when you do meet up and you get to play the game you love.
100%, like, and I think the girls have a lot more respect for each other because they know what each other was doing behind closed, like by ourselves at home. You know, we were putting in the work, and then when we come back into the field, we all got to be together and show what work we've put into the game. You know.
So you're trying to find a pattern of play. You don't have a lot of time because you're straight into the league in May.
100%. I think Declan's been fantastic with coming back as well. We've, like, at home on our own, we've been working on skills, and so we didn't drop any skills in terms of that level as well. We've been working on fitness. So I think the idea was when we came back to the pitch that we'd be hopping and ready to go, you know. But yeah, time is limited, but I think the next few weeks will be great for us.
And you're up against Washford, you're up against Dublin, and you're up against Cork in the league.
Yeah.
There are 3 teams, I suppose, you've played against before, you know in a way, and you know how good they are as well, and that you're going to have to match them.
Definitely. With Waterford, I think they're a little bit of our bogey team in terms of we always seem to have a bit of not a bad performance, but we kind of seem to drop our potential against them. So I'm hoping this year with new management and we just drive on against Waterford this year. Cork, we know exactly we can beat them. We've done it. So I hope the girls have confidence in themselves to go out and do that. And Dublin, we put it up to them again last year in the league. We brought them to a draw game, which was very exciting. Kind of shocked ourselves, but like we know the talent that we have in this group. And I just hope we can bring it forward into the league now this year and show people what we can do.
Yeah, the panel of players is so strong at the minute because it just seems like you get someone arriving onto the scene and all of a sudden they're able to push their way onto the team and the team gets better as a result.
Definitely, and I think this year now with new management, everyone is keen to impress. You know, everyone is fighting for position. You know, there's nothing set in stone. Everything is new. Everyone has to fight for their place. So I think the next 2 weeks of training is going to be brilliant. It's going to be very competitive.
Yeah, an exciting time to be involved in ladies football. You have CK streaming on board. They're going to broadcast a lot of games this year, and that is absolutely huge for ladies football.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. When I heard the news, I thought it was brilliant. And it just shows the girls the interest that is in ladies football, especially Tipp Ladies Football as well. And it's fantastic that CK Streaming are doing that for Tipp Ladies Football. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and I suppose it opens it up to everybody, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. And like it's just everybody can watch a game, and especially in these strange times where people maybe can't go to games and are away from home or in different countries, and they can just click on and watch the game. It's fantastic.
Brilliant stuff. So you're ready to go training this morning.
Yeah.
What's it like? We're here early this morning here. Beautiful sunny day here in Cahir. You know, what's it like to be going out there getting ready to kick pints and stuff?
It's exciting, you know, that especially when we're all kind of locked at home the last few weeks. It's brilliant. Everyone inside is just excited. I think we're coming out to play a game, so it's going to be great. We've been a competitive game. We missed that, like, you know.
Brilliant stuff. Listen, best of luck for the year ahead.
Much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we're here in Cahir and I'm joined now with Lucy Spillane from Feathered and Maria Curley from Templemore. And this is just brilliant to be here. Coming to you first, Lucy, beside me here. Like, what's it like being back here training?
Yeah, it's great. Like, we've been training at home by ourselves, and now it's great to be back in the pitch with all the girls, and they just drive you on and everything.
Yeah, so you're part of this team, and how are you finding it, like, when you were training by yourself? What's it like to come back? Like, is there a camaraderie there that strengthens the team?
Yeah, like when you're by yourself, it's hard to drive yourself on and keep going, and now back in with all the girls, like, there's competition, and like, they drive you on and keep going.
So you feel that this team really is going places?
Yeah, definitely think great potential here, and I think we'll go good now.
Maria, you're part of this team for a long time now, and it's brilliant to be here. I remember recording you in Dr. Morris Park, and you've played in big games, and like, you've lost the likes of Sam Lambert this year, so it's time for other players to step up and provide leadership.
Oh, completely. First of all, it's fantastic to be back, and I think us all as Tipperary Ladies Football are really privileged to be here, considering there's plenty of people out of work and businesses not able to open, so we're absolutely delighted to be able to get the chance to come back. Big change for us this year, new management, some new girls in. We've lost Sam, who's, I guess, been the mammy of the team for years now at this stage, and a great friend of mine, so a little bit sad walking in the first day without her, but it's just time for us all to push on on, I think, and drive it on. And the likes of Lucy and all the other girls are stepping up now in the last couple of years. So it's fantastic to see. And we've plenty of girls with loads of experience, played in lots of big games. So hopefully we can just drive it on now and do Sam proud, I guess.
Yeah, Lucy was saying there that it's great to be back and the camaraderie. You're a physio now, and it's a huge time of year that players don't pick up injuries, that players stay right.
Oh, completely. In fairness to the lads, they did absolutely everything they could, not having us on the field, and Paddy played a big role in that, getting the girls doing their strength training at home and getting the running back and stuff. And I suppose it's just so important not to go from 0 to 100, which I think we've had a good build up, and so far so good. Girls are in good nick and everyone seems to be fit. Like Lucy was saying, it's very hard training at home on your own. You might go out to the pitch or the local park and think you're absolutely flying it, and then you come to training and there's girls 10 metres ahead of you and you're thinking, oh Jesus. But no, it's absolutely brilliant. And look, Paddy has us all in good shape, so we've got a 4 or 5 week run up now to the first game, so plenty of time to get the groundwork done, and just hopefully the girls will stay injury free in that. But I'm sure Paddy will keep an eye on everyone, so it's great.
Yeah, it's great to have Paddy Lowry part of it. But the backroom team there, you have Colin Bonner as well, and Carr himself as manager has so much experience. It just gives a new energy maybe this year.
Yeah, definitely. And look, we've been with Shane for the last couple of years, and Shane did great work with us, and great respect for Shane with everything he did for us, and he brought us really, really far. It's a new management team, it's a new challenge. We're all getting used to each other at the moment, and I suppose this is our third session in, so I guess everyone's getting into terms with it. But definitely it's exciting, it's a new energy, and I think girls are feeling that too. So it's just nice to have a bit of a change and drive it on a little bit from there.
Yeah, do you feel that this team is going to evolve now this year again, because you had Sam there at centre back really, and she kind of marshalled that area. You were at full back. You're going to have to build a new way.
Yeah, completely. And look, Sam is a huge loss, and we all know that on and off the field. Sam brings so much that I suppose is not even spoken about. But I guess, it's time for us, like you said, to evolve, and we've plenty of players to do that. We're at training here and the girls are absolutely flying it. There's new girls in that, some who have played with us before and others who are completely new, and younger girls coming through who look to me to be fantastic so far. And the good thing about that is, you don't want to get comfortable on a team either. You don't want to be sitting in full back or centre back or wing back or full forward and being comfortable. You need the younger ones, the new girls coming in to drive you on, or else you get a little bit complacent. And I think that's a really big thing this year. There's a lot of people in. People are talking about competition for places already, which is fantastic. Something that has only really come in the last couple of years to the level that it's at, and it just shows the level of the club, the level of underage Tipp. Everything has improved, so it's really pushing now coming into the senior ranks, which is really good for us.
When do you expect to get the Australian duo back, Orla Dwyer and Aishling McCarthy?
I'm absolutely buzzing for them to come home. Two very good friends of mine, and really, really looking forward to it. Not sure on their dates when they're coming home, but I'm hoping it'll be soon. They'll obviously have to do their little bit of quarantine and things like that, so we might not get to see them for a couple of weeks yet. But no doubt the two girls will be in savage nick when they get back. Orla, Ash, they're two fantastic athletes, and they're a huge, huge credit to their clubs and to Tipperary as a county, and two fantastic people on top of it all. Orla, fantastic achievement having won, the final and that, and Ash did really, really well on personal performances as well. So they're flying it, and look, I think the whole team are really looking forward to them coming home. They bring a great buzz to the camp, and they're two, great people, so we're looking forward to seeing them.
Did you get up to watch Orla playing in the final?
I did, of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I was tired the rest of that day and work all right, but no, it was really, really good. She was phenomenal. She covered every blade of grass, and I think a lot of people were talking about Orla and they were saying how fit she was, what an athlete she was, but that's no surprise to us. We're at training, Orla's covering every blade of grass here. She's going from camogie to football. I honestly don't know how she does it, but I think she would have done well at athletics, but she's a really good athlete for us, and I'm really, really looking forward to her coming back into the setup, and I think she seems to be looking forward to it as well, so that's good.
Yeah. You're a physio down in Limerick. How important is it for people watching this that are going back playing matches to be right when they go back, and to just not overload too early?
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's down to management team, strength and conditioners, physios, all to kind of come together and decide on a good plan. It's down to girls being honest with themselves and being honest with management on how they're feeling, you know, if there's any niggles or knocks and that, not to be neglecting them, I guess. And, you know, even in the last couple of weeks we've seen in clinic, business has gone through the roof. We're really, really busy. We don't have a minute because there's people getting ready, they're getting themselves right. And, you know, that's not just county players, but it's club players as well, thinking ahead, you know, if there's any lingering injury, that they're getting it sorted now, which is so important, because I guess with the short window this year, it doesn't give huge time for preparation to kind of go slowly into it. It's important that you've done your groundwork, but we've only got that 4-week window now after this week, so it's important to kind of get things right in that sense. But yeah.
Great stuff. Just finally with you, you watched Orla playing down in Australia with CK streaming on board now. People can watch Tipperary's club games and they can watch the county games wherever they are in the world.
Yeah, completely. And I guess, you know, all of us here, we're getting up at crazy hours watching Orla, watching Ash, and I'm sure lots of the girls have been following all the other Irish girls, Cora and the rest of them over there, and it's been fantastic for us in kind of a time in doom and gloom where we couldn't train. It's nice to be able to watch girls and watch games, and I'm sure that hopefully we'll get a few Australian girls tuning in to watch Orla, watch Ash, watch all the other Irish girls. You know, we might pick up a bit of interest for the game, but it's also fantastic for the people in Tipperary and in Ireland, any ladies football fans themselves. It'll be great for the clubs in particular. I know I can't wait to tune into all the underage club finals. Like, it'll be absolutely fantastic. It's really good for girls participating themselves as well. You know, they feel like people are watching them. They feel like, you know, a sense of achievement, and that's really, really nice to try and keep them involved in the game, because at underage sport, you know, we've seen for years the drop off in ladies games is probably a little bit higher, and keeping girls involved when they're, you know, at leaving cert age, going into college age is so important. So if it's being streamed, if there's an interest being generated, you know, it's just much better for that type of stuff.
Brilliant stuff, Maria. And Lucy, final word with you. You're ready to go. You're all set.
Yeah, I think after the long break we'll all be more eager to drive it on and just train with everyone.
Brilliant stuff. Lucy Spillane and Maria Curley, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
So joining me now is Roisin Howard, one of the stars of this Tipperary Ladies Football team. Roisin, back in the field in your native Cahir, back training. It's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's a fabulous morning as well. It's great to be back. Just really looking forward to it, I suppose. There's nothing beats it at the end of the day, and I think all the players involved are just egging to go. You know, when you've been training on your own for so long, it's hard to keep going. Especially the last few weeks, you could feel yourself slipping away a bit, but when we got a date that we were going to be back on the field, that definitely helped us drive on, and it's brilliant to be back.
Yeah, and it's much easier, I presume, train collectively than it was, you know, out in the fields at home and all around.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, even, you know, to find somewhere to train, you know, you'd be hunted off pitches and everything, you know, so it is hard to find somewhere just to even, you know, step aside and be able to do that training on your own. But look, all the girls have great willpower and everything, and we really kept each other going as well. Like, even when we get a hard session, you know, there'll be messages going into the group, how'd you get on, do you find this tough? And it just really helps you know, keep motivated and keep going if everyone else is kind of on the same page as you.
Yeah, is that camaraderie really important?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, you know, it's a lovely team to be playing with. I play with many of them with my club team, and even from school a few years ago, and all clubs all around from underage and everything. And it's just brilliant to have that. And I suppose we're a young enough team, but you know, the building has started, and it's building now as well. You know, we've all been playing underage together, so we know each other inside out, really.
Yeah. And this year you have new management, you're getting going, it's a new year really, but it is a huge chance now for Tipperary football to try and challenge the likes of Cork and Dublin, who are you're meeting in the league.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I suppose the last few years we have been giving them games, and we've kind of, you know, after game you're like, we could have nearly drove on, you know, and I suppose now we actually have that belief. You know, we had 2 senior games last year playing Galway and Monaghan, who are up there contesting, you know, All Ireland finals and stuff. So, you know, when you're giving them the games and stuff, you know yourself that you can drive on and absolutely compete at the highest level.
Yeah, you're getting closer and closer, it seems.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we are getting closer, but I suppose now there's no point in kind of being that forever team that is always close but never close enough. So now we kind of know, like, getting a new management team, hopefully that's going to give us a push and, just fill the gaps on where we need to improve on and work on. And even different voices will definitely help.
You have a UL top on you today for training, and you've played hurling and football for many years. Like, how are you going to work it all this year?
Yeah, I suppose every year kind of brings its own challenges, but playing both, yeah, it's definitely challenging. But like the two management teams really work together, and I suppose it comes down to that, like, you don't want to stretch the players too much, and realistically a dual player should nearly be doing the same amount of training as if you were on one county team. So I think that's really what they're aiming for, and that's what we're aiming for. Really, but look, I really enjoy it, and I feel like the both of them bounce off each other. If you don't have the best day in one sport, you can't be feeling sorry for yourself too long, because sure, you'll be out the next weekend with another sport. So it's just great. I feel like they really do help each other, and yeah, I just love it. So I'm happy to be doing both.
Yeah, there's a lot of debate in the men's game about it, like, can you play both, can you work it? But you've got good management here on both sides. The likes of Colin Bonner won All-Irelands as a coach for the ladies team, and you have the likes of Dennis Kelly there, who has huge ability as well as a coach with the Camogie team for Tip.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, when you have a background playing both, it definitely helps them to understand, and even the demands of the game now, like, it's not possible to be training every night of the week. You kind of need to be doing the maintenance work as well. It's just as important. And if you're getting fully stretched and you're doing too much on the pitch, it's going to affect your performance. And I suppose at the end of the day, it is about being able to perform on the match day. So that's what they want from us, and that's what we want for ourselves.
Yeah, and are you based in Cahir or the Rag, or is getting to training, is that easy or difficult?
No, it's great. It's fine now. My mother is actually involved in the management team, so that kind of helps, because I actually don't drive or anything. So no, she does be going up to. We're based in Turles in Dr. Morris Park, so it's not too far away. So it's fine.
Yeah, so to be back here and ready to go for the footballers for this year, like, you have your own goals, I presume, and your own way of playing with the football in comparison to the Camogie.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of play a totally different game at both sports. I'm kind of more of a runner for the Camogie, and then for football I'd be a bit closer to the goal. But look, I enjoy it because I kind of get I like playing those both different style of games, and just even being able to give them the opportunity to be able to play in those different positions is kind of just exciting,
Yeah. Do you go shooting here when you're going for goals? We saw that wonder goal last year in the championship, and you went in and bang, buried it. Is that something that do you practice going for goals, shooting here by yourself, or how would you work it?
Definitely. I would be always kind of, even at the wall at home, I'd be giving it a fair old rattle. So that's the aim of it, and that training. I suppose it's when you feel like you're playing well and you have confidence in yourself, you're probably able to give those shots a bit of more of a rattle. If you feel like you're under pressure, or if things are going on in your head, you mightn't take those opportunities. So I suppose really it's about kind of keeping your mind right and being able to take those chances and have that confidence. If I get blocked down, whatever it is, we'll go again. But taking those little chances and just having an absolute crack at it. So yeah. Definitely.
And mentally being back in the field, it's great for everybody, I suppose, that's involved in GAA, that have so many different roles to play in the sports.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's great to be back, and even for all supporters, hopefully they'll be able to come. But it kind of just brings a bit of an excitement into the community, and stuff, and people around just love watching the games on the telly. I think it really helped a lot of people last year, even though, they weren't able to actually go to the games, just being able to see them on telly. And, I think even last year there was probably way more people watching the ladies' matches than before, I suppose there wasn't much else to do, but they got to see the standard and how good the games are actually gone,
And like Friday nights you had on TG4, now CK Streaming are on board to broadcast all the games from Tipperary. So there's a huge chance to grow the game again.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, I think what CK Streaming are doing now, you wouldn't have even thought of that would be possible. But look, we'll grab the opportunity with both hands. Like, we're absolutely delighted that they're doing it. It's absolutely brilliant for the coverage of the sport and even the exposure that the club players will get. Because, you know, I play with Cahir now, and there's definitely a lot of girls that are like put in so much work and effort during the year, and it's rightly so that they're getting acknowledged as well.
Brilliant stuff. Listen, Roisin, best of luck. We'll let you back to training.
Thanks, Stephen.
So joining me now is Niamh Lonergan, former Tipperary Ladies Football star and now part of CK Streaming for the year ahead. Really exciting times in ladies football, having loads of matches streamed from the club championship, from the inter-county championship, and, you know, keeps you a part of it all, which is brilliant.
Absolutely, it's great to go out and be part and be able to co-commentate on the ladies' games, you know, as I know a few girls on the team, and it'd be great to see how they're getting on at the matches and stuff like that. And I want to thank Tomás for asking myself to come on board.
Yeah, and you've got Samantha there as well, another stalwart of ladies football, who will also be covering matches. It's really exciting because it just brings the games to everybody in a new way.
Absolutely. Myself and Sam have been playing football together since we were under 14, so I suppose we're like yin and yang at sometimes. She'll know every one of those girls out there. She'll know how they'll play, and I'm sure she'll do a great job on the commentary as well.
Yeah, and like, what's it like being here in the field, watching them training out here beside you? Do you get pangs that you'd love to be out there kicking ball?
I did this morning, all right. I saw the girls going out, kicking a few balls around, and it's been over a year since I've kicked a football now, so it did bring back memories. I would love to be out there now, but I'm going to enjoy my time on the benches co-commentating.
Yeah, it's a new role as well. Like, it's something I suppose you just grow into. It keeps you a part of the game.
Absolutely, yeah. You know, it keeps me involved in seeing how the girls have really raised their standards, even in the last 2 years since I retired. Like, and it's just going to be great to see the girls playing their games, playing the matches, and doing the best they can.
What do you think of the way the team is evolving now, or how will it evolve? Because you have Sam Lambert gone, so someone else will have to take over that role at centre back, and, you know, it's going to be a bit of jigging this year. Style.
There's loads of new blood coming in, new young girls coming in as well, along with the other stalwarts like Aishling Moloney, Maria Curley, Elaine Fitz is back, you know, and they're girls that will step up even further. And there's young girls like Lucy Spillane that will really step into the defensive role. Like, you know, she's been on the team for the last 3 or 4 years now, and Emma Cronin is another girl that will really come a force, you know, in that defensive line. So I really think they'll step up to the mark.
Can they challenge Dublin, Cork, Mayo, these teams?
I think if they're in the right frame of mind, they can beat any team.
Right, so you feel that this is a time for Tipp football, really?
I absolutely do think so. They're a young team still. I think the oldest is maybe 27, 28 now, like, you know, so they have plenty of years ahead of them, plenty of growing. So I do think they'll be a force to be reckoned with this year.
And it is quite, you know, a new period really for the game. It's a new time, it's a new energy. Streaming 40 games is huge as well.
40 games is massive. It's great to be able to do so and bring ladies football. The popularity of ladies football has grown so much, and bringing it to the forefront now for more people to view is absolutely great. And CK Streaming have done a great job promoting sports.
Yeah, so Niamh, this year, like, you're going to be busy now. You're going to be in all the matches again.
I know, and I'm delighted. I'm delighted to be there and be able to watch the games. You know, as so many people can't go to these games, you know, I'm lucky to help bring the games to the public, like, you know, along with Sam and Tomás.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Thanks for joining us, Niamh Lonergan of Tipperary Ladies Football.
Thanks to Stephen for being with us today, and to Lara, Declan and everyone who was involved in creating this partnership. We're certainly looking forward to the season ahead and providing the platform for club games to be seen worldwide. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can easily find the matches when they are broadcast, or join our newsletter on our website ckstreaming.ie. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to tune in again next week as we preview the return of the National Hurling League.